Why you hating on me? Cause I be a reflection of thee, and we deserve unity. You my people when I don't wanna compete, but that mindset only come when you in a complete. Hey, peace and love and light and integrated darkness. It's your goddess here, Venus Sublime. That's my little intro for my new song that I dropped, and the music video is going to be dropping soon too. I'm so excited about it. But that song is called Perspective, and it's streaming on all major platforms. So y'all go ahead and check that out. It really does have a powerful, impactful message in the music, and I feel like a lot of the music that's out in the airwaves right now is really trash music. You know what I mean? Let's say like McDonald's and like Taco Bell, or just like fast food restaurant music. This song is definitely not that. This song is definitely soul food, and melanated are us melanated beings. I'm a melanated being, so I know that the foods that we've grown up on that have been considered soul food, you know what I mean, like from our ancestors, or like our grandmothers, our mothers and fathers and stuff, what they grew up on, essentially that's not soul food. It's not the type of foods that allow us to be energized and alive and really just at our highest, greatest capacity. You know, like when we eat those foods, they make us sluggish, tired, actually quite depressed, you know, and it's not our fault. We didn't know. This is not our moms and our dads and our grandparents' fault either. They did the best that they can do with the knowledge and awareness that they had at that time. And so now the baton has been passed down to us. And it's important for us to share this information because just years ago, valuable, important information, the righteous information, not just information, but essential information, you know, has been withheld from our consciousness, has been withheld from our psyche, and we have not, you know, been able to really access divine information and knowledge. And so I feel so passionately about this, about getting the message out to my people. And my people means, you know, just my people of love. Melanated beings, we are housed with love inside of us, deeply at the root and core of ourselves. You know, through the decades of us existing, we've actually been playing out a lot of pain, pain, acting out in our pain body, you know? And so we can be misinterpreted and misunderstood, you know, and be looked at as aggressive people, hurtful people, arrogant people. But really, down to the core of us, we're really sentient, kind, caring, big-hearted people. And me speaking about this is not in whatsoever saying that if you're not melanated, you know what I mean, like it's a lost hope for you, or like, you know what I mean, like you're less than or anything or like that, you know what I mean. It's not about that. Every other nationality is already established in their positive image for that nationality. And so it's my responsibility, with me knowing and being tapped into divine wisdom and awareness and education of thyself, for me to speak to those who have fallen away from that powerful image, powerful, positive image, loving image, right, of who we truly are. And so, on that note, I just want to say that check it out. Check out the song. It's called Perspective by your goddess. Your God is Venus Sublime, and it's streaming on all major platforms. So y'all go ahead and y'all check that out. Like, excuse me, subscribe, send the love, send the blessings. It's definitely something that will be able to reprogram your soul, reprogram your spirit, reprogram the mindset of trash consciousness. Is because, like I said, it's so much out there, and the only reason why that I recorded this song, or I put out any of these podcasts, or I speak about, or I create educational videos on my platform on IG, which is Venus Sublime as well. The only reason why I output these transmissions from my soul space is because there's so much trash out there. So much trash that encourages us to self-sabotage ourselves, to not take care of ourselves in the divine light and right of who we truly are, right? And if we're living as zombies and we're disconnected from our royalties and our lineage and the true expression of who we truly are, then and I'm aware of this, it's my responsibility. And you also, for whoever is tapped in and listening to this, it's your responsibility to create a divine image to combat that trash consciousness. It's our responsibility, our ability to respond, right? It is our responsibility for us to emit these frequencies and vibrations of empowered consciousness, sound mind consciousness, loving and kind and fully present and tapped in consciousness, because that's who we truly are as a people. So I just want everyone to really understand, overstand, understand, and come to an immersed standing of the importance of this transmission right now, and the importance of us collectively just putting out balanced ma'at, healing, and empowering information and knowledge. So if you have information and you're just sitting on it and you're not sharing it because of any type of blockages or any type of insecurities or any type of perceptions that you might have about yourself, maybe you might think like, oh, well, I'm not, who am I to talk about stuff like this? You know, people are not even going to listen to me. The people around me don't even listen to me. So, my voice doesn't matter. And I just want to encourage you to just say, like, I'm going to be your inner voice right now and to be like, stop that. Like, no, your voice is so essential. Your voice matters. Your voice creates matter into this reality. Your voice is important. It is an important vibration and transmission that we all deserve to feel and hear and experience. So please do not allow yourself to get in your own way of being able to awaken, shift, heal, save somebody's life, right? You might think it's just so small and so simple, like, oh, nah, you know what I mean? I'm just one fish in the sea of billions and billions and trillions of fishes. And why does my voice matter? And so that's why education of thyself is very important for us to take it back to that core root understanding, understanding, overstanding, understanding of who we truly are. Because when we come back to that core resonance of who we truly are as an energetic celestial being, and not just, as a number, a body here in this realm of existence. When we come back to that inner knowing, then we can be immovable, unstoppable, right? In the shifting of our consciousness for the greater good of all who are involved. Too many of our people are suffering, self-sabotaging ourselves and the people that, we love, because we're not really rooted in who we truly are. And how will we be able to grow and bloom into who we truly are if we don't know where we came from? We don't know who we are. So that's why I don't want to say teach, but I transmit downloads and frequencies of education of thyself. So take it a step further of knowing of who you are and actually demonstrating who you are by the way that you move, by the way that you eat, by the way that you think and you speak. All of those things will be able to display your education of thyself. And then you don't got to be teaching nobody anything. You can't teach adults shit, really. Excuse my French. Francois. But really, to be honest, yeah, because when adults is adults, like, it's already set in motion. When we are children, we got until 10 years old to really absorb all the information. That's when we're an open sponge. After that cycle, now it's time for us to explore. And then we go through many years of exploring, and then we become adults. And by that time, we're like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me nothing. I know this and I know that. So it's not my job and my duty and my burden to try to teach anybody anything. So anytime you hear my transmission, know that I'm coming from a space of me genuinely sharing myself, sharing my soul with you. So I appreciate whoever's tapped in, who's going to be tapped into this transmission. I appreciate y'all for your receptivity and really setting this space to receive this life that I pour into anything that I speak about. This life that I pour into y'all, I'm pouring into you right now, right? And so I just want to give thanks for you for showing up and being here with me. And what was on my heart for me to speak about was, this message is going to be like for the women. Essentially, it's for our men too, because our men can be able to feel and resonate with what's just and what they should accept and what they should not accept too, in their healthy boundaries, because there's a lot of women out there that's equally toxic, you know what I mean? And we all have our levels of toxicity that we are either choosing to heal or choosing to avoid. And so I just want to talk about how with women, us women, it's very important for us to really, it's important for us to know who we are, because our men and our children follow us. We give birth to nations. We have the ability to bring souls into this reality through our portals, right? And we must not underestimate that. Like, I used to be like, dang, this is like some alien shit. But to be honest, like, we are celestial beings having this human experience as soulful essences and beings. So, women, I'm not here to grill y'all. I'm not here to teach y'all, like I said. I'm here to hold accountability and to be a divine example of what resonates as truth. And so a lot of us women, you know what I mean, we get passive aggressive, and we try to use our feminine powers, quote unquote, seductive ways, manipulative ways, crybaby ways in a way, you know what I mean? Like, don't feel no type of way. But this is truth. This is like, we use those tactics, emotionally manipulative tactics, to entrap our men into doing what it is that we want to do, filling our voids and making us feel better inside of ourselves, you know, when we don't feel better. And that's very unhealthy. It is not a whole full sovereign being's responsibility to make you feel good about yourself. It is not a man's responsibility for him to really live your life for you, right? It is our responsibility for us to discover who we truly are. It's our responsibility for us to, in that discovering, to allow ourselves to really, like, find out what is our happiness, you know? What do we like? Who are we? What are our interests? What are we interested in? What are our superpowers? What are our abilities, our natural gifts? What is our purpose? How can we utilize these gifts? Are we being true to ourselves in utilizing our gifts? Are we wasting them? Usually when we get, you know, we try to control other people, it's because there's a lack of inner security. And that lack of inner security comes from not knowing who we really are. It comes from not just knowing, but it comes from us not demonstrating that, not living in that light. And so you'll see a lot of women attacking other women, you know, because of men too. Like, they feel some type of way, or they feel like they ain't getting no attention from a man that they got the hots for, or whatever, you know what I mean? They me hot for. And then they want to take it out on the next woman that's embodying who she is and focus on her own purpose, you know, and try to cast evil spells, just hate. You could cast hate just by thinking about somebody negatively all the time and looking at their pictures and giving them the evil eye. And I feel like that's something that we need to break now as women, because we are the divine portals, and we are the ones that set the tone and set the standards for ourselves, our children, and our men. So if you're over here doing those type of things, being jealous and envious of the next woman that is sovereign within her own natural rights and abilities and talents and essence, then you must look at you and see what is lacking inside of you. Why do you feel that you have to feel less than compared to another woman? Why would you feel insecure and envious about a woman being with the man that you like or you adore? Huh? That's something that our sisters need to really come to a true, core, honest, like brutally honest awareness. We need to come to a brutally honest awareness about these things and do our shadow work and heal these traumas and these inner insecurities inside of ourselves that make us want to cast evil and pain and envy onto the next woman. We are sisters. Truly, we're supposed to be uplifting and helping each other, leading our men and our children energetically in the balanced way of being. There is no competition. There is no competition. And you want to know why there is no competition? Because no one else is you. No one else sees the way that you do. No one else has that specific energetic signature in the way that you do. No one else can color in the perspective and bigger picture in this collective reality like the way that you can do. So there is no excuse whatsoever why you should be jealous, insecure, envious, sending negative vibes to women who's focusing on being their better selves. The issue is that you need to look at yourself is, why? Why do I feel this way? And why do I want to focus on this type of energy? Why do I feel this way towards her and all she's doing is being herself? These are these honest and hard conversations that we need to have as women. I can honestly say that right now, the state of the way that the world is in a poor condition is because the true woman's portal has been compromised. The psyche of our women distorted. The education and knowing of self dormant, disconnected. You only are envious and jealous of another being because you feel like they got something that you don't got. But that shit is not true. You got everything that you need inside you to be you. We must stop comparing ourselves, our lack thereof, towards the next woman or the next man. It's ridiculous. It's men out here too being jealous and envious about women and vice versa. That makes no sense to me. You know why? Because we're all designed to be ourselves. There is no competition. So I need y'all to understand, overstand, understand, immerse, stand in your education of thyself, in your sovereign, unique, special, beautiful DNA makeup, and emanate that with all your glory Project all the greatness of which is you, that is inside of you. Share that with the world. Share that with yourself, so you can be able to share that with the world. Accept that within yourself, so you no longer feel any type of pull towards being envious towards another woman. So you no longer will feel a pull towards trying to compare yourself to another woman. A lot of women are jealous and envious about each other because they see men giving them attention or giving them a certain type of feeling that makes them feel that they feel it makes the other woman feel special, and the other woman viewing that feels left out, feels less than. That's some shit that woman need to work on themselves. They do not need to be stringing along any other type of man, getting involved in any type of relationship that's perpetuating more broken men and more broken women connecting from a space of insecurity. All that shit is out. It is a new time now. And everybody's speaking about this time of the new age of Aquarius, and how now a lot of people are coming into the know, the inner knowing of what is true and what is not. Only love is real. Only love is real. All these other distorted perceptions and projections is false, coming from a space of inner insecurity. We must regain our sense of inner security. So then that way, when we connect with anybody, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, no matter how they move, it will not move you and shift you out of who you truly are. Out of the knowing and awareness of how great you are as you. You have no bone in your body. You have no jealous bone, envious bone, evil eyes. You will have none of that in your system once you are directly connected to who you truly are. Once you are thoroughly committed towards the education of thyself, the education of your energetic makeup, the education of your essence and your spirit, the education of your gifts and your talents and abilities, the education of your beauty, of how beautiful you are. So I will no longer tolerate any of this type of nonsense from insecure women that try to throw their pain onto me, onto any other women, that truly, solely just focuses on being themselves. I will not tolerate it. And I will not allow you should not allow other women who operate from that type of consciousness to distort our men. The men, they're going to have their own, they have, their own perceptions and their own traumas and things they need to work through too. But to be honest, as women, we are the divine examples energetically. We are the divine portals. We give birth to women and men, boys and girls, that grow up to be women and men. Don't take that lightly. Don't misuse your power and then get upset because you have negative karma, negative emotions and feelings attached to your experience, your life experience in your system. We must do the work. And it's normal in this world to have these feelings of doubt and insecurity, jealousy and envy. That shit is normal in this time. Because you know why? Because we've been living many decades of not knowing who we truly are as soulful sovereign beings. And if we don't know who we are and we sitting over here trying to compete with the next person, trying to be like them, that just perpetuates a broken cycle, my loves. And that's something that we need to speak up on, and we need to adjust within ourselves. I am not perfect in no whatsoever ever. You know what I mean? Besides me being imperfectly perfect in the way that the divine has designed me in makeup, in my energetic makeup, in my soul imprint. I'm perfect. I'm a perfect soul. That's what I will say. And you're a perfect soul too. And envy and jealousy, we are all not exempt from it. I'm not exempt from it either. If any type of feeling that comes up, though, this is the difference. Accountability. That passive aggressive shit, that playing victim shit is out the door. We must all be accountable. If you're an adult and you identify as an adult being now, it's your responsibility to be mindful of the energies that you're carrying and that you're sharing with everybody and emitting out into the collective consciousness. Because that will affect the people that's around you. The more confident that you are in knowing and being educated of who you are, the more balance and restoration and healthy frequency that will be present. So if you ever have any feelings of jealousy, envious energy, competition energy, if those energies arise, which they will, this is Earth School, you know what I mean? This is a simulation. This is what we came here to master, these little things that separate us from the true direct connectivity of God force energy, of who we are as soulful beings. So when these lower level energies creep up on you, take that as an opportunity to focus in on what needs to be worked on within ourselves. Take it as a don't shame yourself and be in guilt, because then it's gonna make you move as a bitter woman. And we don't need no more bitter women out here. We need kind, loving, caring, altruistic, benevolent, powerful, unwavering, faith-filled women. We need those women more out here now. Because those women are going to be the women that restore ma'at and balance, a balanced frequency in the collective energy, collective field, energetic field, by giving birth to children that also holds those codes, that type of kindness energy and life-giving, life-bearing energy. Not life desecrating, not life dismantling to make you feel better about yourself. That's out. That's out. So when those lower level energies come up, be gentle with yourself, because it's a process. Because we are unraveling many decades of discontentment and disconnection from our true source, our true essence, the true knowing and inner and education of who we are. So be graceful with yourself, because then that allows you to see that in another, to give them grace too, and not condemn them. This message is not to condemn anybody. It's to bring awareness, assertiveness, attentiveness. It's to bring accountability, because that's what a lot of our women lack, and men. But like I said, the women is a standard. The women, if you know what I mean, if we don't want to have sex, if we don't want to open up our portals, guess what? Our portals won't open up. If someone try to open up our portals without our consent, that's the issue. But if we don't address that, that's going to become our issue that we got to deal with. And the way that we move will be able to protect us. And there are incidences to where, you know, our portals are trying to be robbed and trying to be broken into, and like a home invasion. You know what I mean? Like those things that are set, that like if you've ever experienced something like that, I'm really sorry that you've experienced something like that. I've experienced something like that, and I know that had I had more education than myself, had I had that nurturing from my mother, and had she knew education about herself, and had nurturing from, you know, that reaffirming energy from my dad, then maybe I wouldn't have been in a situation to where I would have been so vulnerable. And this does not take away the level of wrongness that was, you know what I mean, against me. But all I can say is I'm a sovereign being, and how I move depends on how much I know myself, how much I'm going to stay true to me. And I can only stay true to me and be there for myself if I know who I really am. If I know who I really am, I could commit to staying firm in that knowing. So if you would like to work with me with an Education Thyself reading session, just holding space for you to reflect this divine light within you. Sometimes we're going to forget who we are, you know, or you might be the only one that's holding it down, staying true. And everybody else is challenging you, and then you might be feeling like you're going crazy, like you tripping. That's that big heart that's inside of you. But no, you're not alone. And if you would like to work with me in that type of energy, for me to reaffirm who you are, just by me standing up in my sovereign light and being a divine example, mirror reflection of who you are, of who I am, then reach out to me on IG, Venus Sublime. Send me an email, venussublime333@gmail.com. And we will set up a session, a safe space for us to really sit into that ancient knowing of who we really are. Allow me to do the honors of holding up the light bright enough for you to see who you are, to remember who you are. That's why we're all here together. We're not here to compete against each other. We're not here to sabotage each other and to tear each other apart. We're not here to be like, oh, look at me. I'm the best. I'm better than you. No, that's out. That's coming from an unhealthy ego. Our ego is necessary to keep us protected, allowing us to make the sound moves here in this world where we can die from making the wrong move. So our ego is very important. But when it becomes unhealthy and overprotective and kind of neurotic in a way, or always on the edge, trying to make sure I'm going to protect myself first, to where you sabotage other people, then that's the issue. So go ahead and reach out to me, venussublime333@gmail.com, and we'll set up an education of thyself session. It can be a FaceTime, a video recording, or on the phone live. However it resonates with you, I'm available for that. I know that I wish I had somebody to be able to hold space for me this way. But I know that my path was designed to not have that, so then I can be able to go through the motions to know how exactly to do that for you and others. So much love to you, to anybody listening to this. Send this to anybody that you feel it might help them. You know, maybe they might be going through psychic attacks and like confirmation. They might be going through some things that they just need a word of wisdom, a word of care, a word of empowerment, a word of truth. So please like and subscribe. Send this video to whoever you might feel that might need it. And we'll tap into the next podcast. So much love to you all. And I love you. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Because the more that you show up for you, you allow others to see how you showing up, and you encourage them and inspire them to show up too. On that note, I love you and stay great. Ashe.